What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Thank you guys for tuning back in. If you guys have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps out. But let's get to it. So as you guys can see, unfortunately today is a really rainy day, which sucks because I had today planned for this car, but it is what it is and we're gonna make the best of it. So let's get to driving. As mentioned, 2019 Alfa Romeo Gulia. Now this isn't the Quadrifoglio model, which is the top dog, 505 horsepower. This is the Gulia. This has a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 280 horsepower, 360 foot-pound of torque, which makes this car pretty fun to drive. I was actually really surprised on how fun it is to drive. Now, you're not gonna really win any street races if that's the why you're looking to buy this car, but it is a really fun car to drive nonetheless. And it really comes to life whenever you put it on the sport mode, which in these Alfa Romeos, the way is labeled, it's D, N, and then A. So D is your sports mode, N is just your normal mode, and then A is your fuel economy eco mode, to say that, put it that way. But in dynamic mode, I'm assuming that's what D means. It's the sport mode. It really comes to life. So this has the manual shifter. This one doesn't have the paddle shifters. If I'm not mistaken, you can get the sport model and it does come with paddle shifters, and they're actually pretty big paddle shifters, so that would make for a much more fun drive. This one unfortunately doesn't have it, but it's all good. We can manually shift it from the lever here. So like I said, it impressed me. It's not no dual clutch type of transmission, but it's good enough, I think, for just to have fun. Like I said, this isn't, you're not gonna buy this car to win any street races, to make it a track ready car, nothing like that. It's just to have some fun. It's a fun daily driver. But when you downshift, I mean, it kind of like blips the throttle in a sense, and when it upshifts and you're full throttle, it kind of jerks you. It's pretty interesting. Granted, today is a rainy day, but on a hard pull, pedal to the metal, all the way down, from second to third, it actually spins the tires a bit. Which, speaking of spinning the tires, this car, you cannot turn off traction control. This is the rear wheel drive model, so back wheel drive. You can also get it in all wheel drive, but this was the back wheel drive. You cannot turn off the traction control, which sucks because I like to get the back end going a bit, maybe a little drifting here and there, burn out here and there. That's just my taste. That's what I like to do, but you can't do that with this car. So that to me is a big turn off. Would it be a deal breaker? No, because again, you don't buy this car for that purpose. It's just fun to have that option if you did on a rainy day like this, where the drifting gods blessed the roads with lubrication, to turn off traction control and have some fun, slide the car a bit. But you cannot do that, and I tried, and you cannot do that. But again, is it a deal breaker? No, you don't buy this car for that reason. At least not this one, the Quadrifoglio. Not sure if you can turn off traction control on that one, but at least on the Gulias, on base models, let's say this is the base model, because it really is. It's not the sports trim. This is more so the base model of the Alfa Romeo. But With that said, it's still a fun car. One thing that I really like, and at the same time bothers me a bit, is that the infotainment system, it's not touchscreen, which that's fine because I tend to be lazy. Alright guys, I'm regathering my thoughts here. My SD card just went, said it was full in the middle of me talking. But anyway, like I was saying, the infotainment system here, it's not touchscreen. I really like it though because it looks big. So the whole section isn't actually screen. As you can see, it's just more so of a strip. But I guess they could have used the space a little better, but it's all good. It's not touchscreen. You control it with the little lever here, the little wheel, which I much prefer. I tend to be a little lazy when it comes to that, so I wouldn't be the type to always use a touchscreen option if it had that option. But I would use the lever, and it's easy. I mean, again, this is a daily driver to me. It's not a sports car that you buy to race or anything like that. It's a comfort car that just so happens to be fun to drive. The lever is right there. The wheel is right there where you can easily get to it, and just go where you need to go, whether it's navigation, your phone, the car setting, whatever the case is, it's right there. Very comfortable where it's positioned as far as getting to it. Another really cool feature about this car that I really like is the fact that the start stop is on the steering wheel. Now, Alfa Romeo being an Italian car, it's has a lot of roots in Formula One, and it shows right there to have the on-off the start stop button on the actual steering wheel. I really like that feature. It gives you that sporty vibe. So I really like the start stop being on the steering wheel. And this Alfa Romeo, being that it's the base model, MSRP, if I'm not mistaken, was around 38 to 39,000. But these cars, like most cars, depreciation just smacks it in the face. As a lot of you guys know or don't know, I own a dealership. So this car, I see them at auction all the time, and there's one actually running today, a 2018. I think it had like 20,000 miles or so, and it would probably do anywhere between 20 and 23,000 at auction. So that just shows you the depreciation, and it's the same trim level, the Alfa Romeo Gulia base trim. You can get a sport trim, which then you get the paddle shifters. There's a TI trim, and then you got the Quadrifoglio, which is the top dog of the Gulia model. But for being a base model car, it comes with more than enough for me. I mean, it's a great option if you're looking for a fun daily driver. Compare it more to the BMW 3 Series, the Audis A3s, the small sedans. It's not a family car. It's compact. I'm a smaller build. I'm like 5'8", 170 pounds, and it's comfortable for me. But I could see someone that's, 6 feet, 200 plus. It might be uncomfortable. Because the seats they're small, they hug you. So it's a small sedan. It's a small sedan. It's not a family car. But for what you pay, I think it's amazing. I love it. I did not expect to like this car as much as I do. I'm a sports car type of guy. So if I were to go with the Alfa Romeo, I would look into the Quadrifolios versus just a base model Gulia. That's just me. Again, this one is 280 horsepower, has 306 foot-pound of torque, but the Quadrifoglio has 505 horsepower. So that's something to keep in mind if you guys are looking for more of the sports car vibe, or going the sports car route versus just a fun daily driver. And also a concern that I have with the Alfa Romeo brand, they're part of Fiat, Italian made. So these Alfa Romeos, the reliability, I guess, is to be determined. My mom has a Fiat, and her Fiat's actually in the shop right now because the transmission went out. and believe it or not, the dealership quoted her $7,000. $7,000 for that transmission. Thank God it was under warranty. So if you're gonna get an Alfa Romeo, make sure you have the warranty, just because I guess the reliability is not all there. Now, I can't speak with absolute certainty because I don't own an Alfa Romeo. I haven't driven this one long enough to know whether it's reliable or not. I don't think it's unreliable, but I guess the reliability long term is questionable, from what I've read on Google. Google's never wrong. Wikipedia's never wrong. The reliability on these cars, I guess, is something that's questionable. Something to keep in mind if you are looking to purchase this car as your daily driver. Make sure you have that warranty. And guys, if I'm all over the place, it seems like I'm all over the place, I apologize. There's just so many thoughts running through my mind about this car, and I just want to get it out there to you guys. Well guys, that does it for today's video. All in all, I enjoyed the Alfa Romeo Gulia. I always like to end it off with, is this a car that I would buy? I don't know, and I'm gonna tell you why. While I was doing some of that spirited driving, I noticed that the car's temperature kept fluctuating. It seemed like it didn't overheat, but it definitely was running a lot warmer, hotter than normal. And it would go back down, up, and I didn't like that. This is a 2019. Again, the sunroof's not working. That temperature fluctuating like that, I didn't really like. So, like I mentioned before, the reliability on these cars, I don't know. I don't trust it that much. Is it a fun car to drive? Yes. Is it a nice looking car? Yes. Like I said earlier, I think the Alfa Romeo Gulia has the most unique front grille, the most unique styling of any car out there. It won't be mistaken for any other type of car, so that I really like. That's a plus in my book. But at the end of the day, it is a fun car to drive. Would I buy it? I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit that like button. I'll catch you guys on the next one, and don't forget, be great.